All right, what's going on, everybody? This is Twin Flames United. We are at it again. And if you don't know by now, I'm Chris.
And I'm Leisha. What up?
Today is going to be a pretty special one because for this one, we've done a lot of different videos and webinars and things of that nature to really give people information on things that they can do to really heal themselves. But in this particular webinar, we're going to be going through some step-by-step things that hopefully, if you're able to go through those steps, you will be able to get your own healing, preferably after this webinar is done.
Right.
That is our intention. All right. And for this webinar, there will be a little bit of participation. So if you are up for it, as far as being on camera and speaking and things of that nature, we definitely welcome that. Mm-hmm. But other than that, we're going to go ahead and get started on this particular topic, which is called the cosmic womb healing.
Yes. And just so you guys know, it's going to be a series because it's a lot of information to digest and it's a lot of information to really take in. And it would take time to see some sort of results from the information that you will take and put into practice. So we're going to make this kind of like a mini series. So this one will be like the introduction.
Yes. All right. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get the screen share going. Make sure I pick the right one. Where is my
Is this right here? PowerPoint.
That is not the one. Why is this not refreshing? Let me do something else here. Hold on a second.
Hold on. The technical difficulties.
I don't know why it's not detecting that other screen. There we go.
Okay, here we go. Boom.
All right. Boom. All right. So cosmic womb healing. All right. Now this is going to be part 2. So far we have 2 parts scheduled out for this. It may end up being more. We're just going to see how things go. All right. Now, for this first part, we have this awesome quote that we definitely wanted to share. You want to read that one out, sweetheart?
Yes, because I think this is a great quote. It says here, when we rest into the cosmic womb of the mother, all fears become fuel for our transformation. In knowing her, we come to know ourselves. In loving her, we know the love that we are. It's in the dark spaces that life is conceived. It is buried underground that the seed cracks and grows roots that we cannot see. Just because you can't see your growth doesn't negate its existence. Fall apart, let the hard shell so carefully constructed by trauma and fear fall away. Root into Ma and allow her to nourish your healing until there's nothing left but love. Come home to your wholeness. See it reflected in her grace.
So, once again, this is our intention to really bring everything back into wholeness and to shed light on some things that we may not have known. Yes. Because when it comes to belief systems, sometimes, when it comes to belief systems, it's 2 parts. There are the beliefs that we know, and then there are the beliefs that we don't know. Okay. And 9 times out of 10, most of the times we're acting off of the beliefs that we're not even aware of. Right. So in this particular webinar, we're going to be diving into some things to help bring some things to light so that we can bring it to the surface, heal it, integrate it, and move forward in wholeness. All right. Awesome. So let's get back into it. So the next one is, okay. So this is just our quick overview of what we're going to be going through today. First, we're going to start out with this a little simple meditation. And then we're going to start discovering the womb, actually talking about what is the womb. We're going to be talking about the traumatized womb. Then we're going to be embracing our womb, honoring our womb, and then we're going to have some open discussions in regards to that.
Yes. And I know my baby, you would be like, well, what womb is he embracing? Well, he has a womb too.
Right.
He came from a womb. All of our divine masculines, they came from a womb. So the womb is their home. And so this webinar is not just for women, because our divine masculine, they need to be familiar with their home, where they came from, what created them, how they were created, how they were constructed, and how that home, how that portal has shaped them from in the womb up until now. So yeah, the womb is for all of us.
Yep. All right. And so before we get into it, I'm just going to go ahead and cue up this little bit of music so that we can get this thing on and popping.
Every day that passes.
Let me go back to the one that I just clicked on. In just a second, just want to get the little bit of music going and help set the mood for this. All right. So if you all are in comfortable space, if you can, go ahead and just get pretty comfortable. Just allow yourself to just sink in. And we're just going to talk you all through this just for a moment. All right. Okay. Just going to take just a moment just to tune in and really connect with our ancestors and our mothers to really help us in this journey. Take the breath in, let it out. Just 4 times. Breath in. And out. Let it in. Let it out. Expand and just allow all the parts of our bodies to just relax. So starting from the top of your head, just like any tension that you can feel. Put this in your brow, ears. Let it all relax. Down into your neck, shoulders. Let all of it. Taking it back. inside of yourself. You can see yourself. Honestly. Wear shoes right now. No shoes. As you sit here, you may feel looking at me. Yeah. Body. Right now, this moment, set your intention for what you want to get out of this experience. Set that intention right now. everything looks real small right now. Everything looks real small. But either way, all right. Beautiful, beautiful. All right. So y'all ready to dive into this?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's
Awesome. Awesome. All right. Gosh, everything looks far away right now. All right. Here we go. Make sure that's the right one. This thing is doing something funky today. All right. Here we go. Boom. All right. So we're going to dive into the womb. All right. Now, just as beautiful as this picture is, so is your womb.
Mm-hmm.
Just take that image in and just see how gentle and beautiful it can be, and just see that it just brings life.
Everything grows there.
Mm-hmm. All right. Now, if y'all know how we roll, we got to dive into a little bit of etymology before we get into things.
Mm.
Because the womb and the uterus is in a lot of circumstances is used simultaneously.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we're just going to dive a little bit into the etymology of the words to see what exactly is the difference.
Mm.
Okay. So, wow. I'm sorry, y'all. I got this little high going on right now.
Is that right?
Go ahead.
Okay, I got it. So as you guys can see on the screen, right? Old English, womb, belly, bowels, heart, uterus.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Looks like it's from Proto-Germanic, Wambu. Source also of Old Norse womb. Okay. Old Frisian, Wambi, Middle Dutch, Wammy, Dutch Wam, Old High German, Wamba, German Wami, which is belly or pouch.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Old English, Umba, child. All right. And for the uterus, this is a female organ of gestation, also a womb. Okay. From Latin, uterus, womb, belly, from Pi root, udero, abdomen, womb, stomach.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Also Sanskrit, belly, Greek, hysteria, womb. All right. So pretty much the main difference between a womb and a uterus, a womb, it's like a matrix can be considered a womb.
Yes.
A womb is a place of development where you develop and where you grow. This is why they call this the matrix. You look up the word matrix, it'll be same as a womb. This is a place of development. Now the uterus, this is where life starts. Just see the word says gestation. Yes. From beginning until full development. It's a nurturer. Mm-hmm. Okay, so this is the uterus is where life is formed and kept and housed until it's ready to move on. Yes.
And we're going to be diving a little bit deeper into this as well. But this is actually something that really helped me out as far as when it comes to putting this presentation together. Because for me being a male and thinking like a womb, like, okay, is this really for me?
I ain't got no womb.
Okay. But in looking at the definition from a womb to a uterus, when you're looking at the root words of things, when you look at, let me just bring this back up so you can see these words here that are in red. Because when you look at a womb, you're talking about a belly, bowels, heart, uterus. Okay. Now, for most of human beings, all of us have a belly, bowels, and a heart. Now, all of us have a uterus, but the uterus is something that's more considered towards the female reproductive system. Okay. This is where childbirthing and everything comes from. But in knowing a little bit of the distinction between the two, and after going into some of the information that we went into as well, we can see how the difference between this really is that the womb is giving birth to more of a spiritual side of things versus the uterus is giving birth to the physical side of things. Okay. So just giving a little bit of distinction there. All right. But going into it, the original womb.
All right now.
Okay. Now, this is where during the meditation, it pretty much came up that we're tapping into our ancestors. And I don't know if any of you are familiar with the goddess Nut. If you're familiar with the goddess Nut, you can chime in real quick or drop something in the chat, say yes or no, to let us know if you are familiar with the goddess Nut. Okay. But just to give you a quick breakdown of goddess Nut, we're talking about the creation of Earth, right? Let's see. Okay, so you're not familiar. Okay, no worries.
It's okay.
It's definitely something to look into. But this goes back into the whole creation of Earth. Okay, if you look at this this image here on the right, this is one of the depictions that was written on the Egyptian walls, where the goddess Nut is here in the blue. Okay, this is the female goddess, as you can see, consists of Jeb, the great cosmic sky mother, grandmother of all gateways and rebirths. Okay, so the goddess Nut is really who's given birth to all of the other gods that came in after. When you look into Egypt mythology, or when you look into the Egyptian gods like Ra, Horus, Osiris, Haru, Set, all of those, she gave birth to all of those gods. Now, don't take this in a literal sense, because this is just the story of creation. And you can actually find this story of creation through a lot of mythologies, okay? Even through Norse mythology, through Greek mythology, even going into the Islamic mythology and Hindu mythology. All of them have this goddess mother who pretty much created the world that we live in, okay? And so this is the original womb that we came through, all right? So boom. All right, let's get back into it. I ain't gonna talk too much on it, but this is definitely something that you can do your own research into to dive a little bit deeper in understanding some origins of things.
Right, Jeb and Nut.
All right. And so what's this part, sweetheart?
So the functions of the womb to make babies. What else are we going to do with the womb? That's what they said, but they lied. So functions of the womb: reproduction, okay, and also regeneration. That's something that I recently started learning about, using your uterus to actually regenerate your cells. You can literally take that month that you're going to have your cycle, and instead of letting it just shed, there is meditations and different herbs that you can take to actually have those nutritious value fed into your body. So, and it's a rejuvenation process that our ancestors knew and they did, but because of, because of all the stages that we've been through, a lot of us, we have missed what's called our rites of passage. Okay, so this information is now lost to us. But, this is the age of information, the Aquarius age. So now we're in the golden age where now we do have access to our information once more. All right. So enlightenment, you'll find that in the womb. Okay. Neurological development, sensuality, warrior, that warrior spirit, that warrior energy, right? What's that Wonder Woman type of energy?
Yes.
Right. The elements.
Amazon woman.
Okay. The elements are in your womb because life is created there. So you must have the elements in there in order for you to create life, because we are made up of the 4 elements. So you can't be born someplace that doesn't house the thing that actually makes you up, right? So that's also in the womb.
Yes. So we just wanted to bring that out to highlight it, just to bust any myths or misnomers or anything of that nature, to believe that the womb is only something that is for producing children.
Right, physical birth. You can use your womb to birth your ideas.
Yes.
It's a birth. So to bring forth your ideas, not only in a physical sense, but like my baby said earlier, in a spiritual sense.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. And just to piggyback onto that, once again, your womb is the gateway of all gateways. Okay?
It's a literal stargate.
Because your womb gives birth to ideas. And just to even drive it home, even just this first one was talking about the idea of a child. Like if you think back to when you were a child yourself, before you actually knew what babies were, that idea was something that you may have picked up from somebody else. They gave you a doll to play with. You seen other babies walking around and you saw how, you remember how they used to act towards you and you're like, oh, they're so cute. Look at them. They walking, they crawling and stuff like that. And so subconsciously, you're also taking into the fact that one day you want to have a child. And then you have in your mind of what that child would be, what it would look like, whether it's a boy or a girl, and you have that whole image in your mind. And then once you have that image in your mind, and then once you add the other elements and everything into it, then here comes the baby.
Exactly.
All right. Well, let's get back into it as far as, once again, birthing ideas. Okay. We want to talk about business. The idea of a partner, whether you're talking about a husband, boyfriend, fiance, whatever your idea of a partner is being birthed through your womb. And we're going to touch into that.
Right. And also the idea of an environment. Okay. Just really imagining, like really using imagination to think of, where would I like to go? Where would I like to live? How would I like to live? This is a birthing process.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. And just a little bit of alchemy here. Whenever it comes to manifestation, whether it's in a physical form, spiritual form, or anything of that nature, even emotional form, it all starts in the mind. That's one of the 7 Hermetic principles, is that everything is mental. Okay, so everything starts in the mind. So whatever you want to birth, you have to first have an idea of it, and make sure that you have a clear, detailed information about what you want to birth, and then that actually comes to form.
Right.
Okay. But there's some other things that go into it, which we're going to talk about, because there's some other circumstances and things that play into it. But just to let you know, on a base level, your womb is the gateway of all gateways that will give birth to whatever you have up here. Okay. Awesome. Now, but let's talk a little bit more as far as what is in your womb.
Now this is when it gets juicy.
Okay. Now, what is in your womb is energy.
Bottom line.
No matter how you twist it, how you look at it, if you look at it upside down, right side up, whichever angle you look at it, at the end of the day, it's energy.
And energy gives what? Light and life. We all energy. So there is life in your womb. Now, what type of life is in your womb is going to be the next question. Because we have all types of life. We got draconian life. We got reptilian life. We have angelic life. We have all types of life forms. If you want to say good or bad, however you want to put it, the thought is what gives rise to if it's good or bad. But there is literal energy that is within your womb. And you have to keep in mind the uterus is a big muscle. It's a huge muscle. And we all know, like, if you guys, work out, I don't know if you, in the gym and stuff like that, if you ever had a trainer or whatnot, but there is always this term that they say in the gym is that muscle has memory. So if, let's say, you were a teenager and maybe you were athletic, you played volleyball, or you ran track, you got a little older, you gained some weight, you had a baby and whatnot. Guarantee you, if you start going back to the gym and you start working out, your muscle is going to remember your physical shape. It kept the memory, so it will more than likely bring you back pretty much close as to how you were, or even just like how you were when you were in high school, when you were running or being an athlete, because your muscle has memory.
Yes.
The womb does the same thing. It stores memory.
Yes.
Right?
It's definitely stored memory. All right.
We're going to get into that memory too.
Yes. And once again, this is just really just the introduction into the whole system.